How music affects your brain. Music, we hear it in elevators, in movies, in shops, and in our headphones. But have you ever stopped to wonder, what is music really doing to us? Beyond just entertainment, music has the power to stir our emotions, unlock memories, and even rewire our brains. Today, we're diving into the neuroscience behind the rhythm. You'll discover how music changes your brain chemistry, boosts your memory, helps you heal, and maybe, just maybe, makes you smarter. Let's start with what's happening in your brain when you listen to your favorite song. The moment music enters your ears, it's transformed into electrical signals. These signals travel through your auditory nerve to your brainstem, then to the auditory cortex. That's where the magic starts. Music triggers the release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This is the same neurotransmitter released when you eat chocolate or fall in love. It's what makes music feel so good, especially when that drop hits just right. But that's not all. Music also activates the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, which is why certain songs make you cry or give you goosebumps. At the same time, it lights up the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory. More on that soon. And guess what? If you're a musician or even just learning an instrument, even more areas of your brain are involved. Motor cortex, visual cortex, and cerebellum, all sensing up to coordinate movement, reading music, and timing. So yes, listening to music is basically a full brain workout. Ever noticed how hearing an old song can take you back years, in an instant? That's no coincidence. Music and memory are deeply linked in the brain. When we hear a song repeatedly, we form strong neural connections associated with the emotions, people, or places from that time. This is why music therapy is being used to help Alzheimer's and dementia patients. Even when other memories fade, songs from their past can still trigger emotional and autobiographical memories, often more vividly than spoken words. There's a famous case. A man with severe dementia couldn't remember his own family until someone played his favorite childhood song. Suddenly, he lit up, sang along, and even recalled stories. Music had bypassed the broken pathways and reached the memories locked deep inside. Have you ever heard an old song on the radio and suddenly you're transported back in time? Maybe it's a high school prom, a road trip, or a moment with someone special. That's because music is directly tied to your episodic memory, the part of the brain that helps you remember events and experiences. The hippocampus, a region in your brain responsible for memory, is strongly activated by music. That's why people with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia can sometimes remember and sing entire songs even when they can't remember names or faces. Music taps into a part of the brain that often stays intact longer than other areas.
In fact, there are entire music therapy programs dedicated to helping patients with neurodegenerative diseases. Playing familiar songs to them doesn't just bring comfort, it helps bring pieces of their identity back. A patient who hasn't spoken in weeks might suddenly sing every word of a favorite childhood lullaby. That's the power of music. It's not just heard, it's felt, it's remembered. So, why does music make us cry during a sad melody or feel like dancing during a party anthem? That's because music triggers dopamine release, the feel-good chemical in the brain. Studies using fMRI scans show that the brain lights up in the nucleus accumbens, the reward center. When we listen to music we enjoy, the stronger the emotional connection to the song, the more intense the dopamine rush. Even sad music has its place. Psychologists believe that we sometimes choose to listen to sad songs not to feel worse, but to process emotions. It gives us a safe space to feel, reflect, and release what we're carrying. It's like a mirror to our soul, and it understands us without needing words. Some music creates chills, that goosebump-inducing sensation known as frisson. It's not just your imagination, it's a real physiological reaction, often triggered by unexpected changes in melody, harmony, or rhythm. These chills are often accompanied by increased heart rate and pupil dilation, signs that your nervous system is fully engaged. Doctors and scientists are now using music as a legitimate form of treatment. It's called music therapy, and it's not about entertainment. It's about healing. Music therapy is used to reduce anxiety before surgeries, manage chronic pain, improve motor function in stroke patients, help autistic children improve communication, decrease symptoms of depression and PTSD, support emotional regulation in children and teens. In stroke rehabilitation, for example, rhythmic auditory stimulation (RAS) helps patients relearn how to walk or move limbs in time with music. The steady beat helps retrain the brain to develop new neural pathways and restore lost function. In neonatal care, premature babies often have underdeveloped nervous systems. Playing lullabies or even the mother's heartbeat through speakers in incubators has shown to stabilize heart rate, improve oxygen levels, and reduce stress in infants. Music becomes a nurturing force, even before babies can speak or walk. Ever noticed how a certain playlist helps you concentrate better? That's no coincidence. Music can improve cognitive performance by increasing focus, motivation, and mental clarity, but the type of music matters. Instrumental music, like classical or lo-fi beats, is often best for deep focus, especially when reading or writing. No lyrics equals less distraction. Upbeat music like pop or EDM can enhance physical performance and keep you energized during repetitive tasks like cleaning or driving. Natural sounds like rainfall or ocean waves can reduce stress and create a calming work environment, especially in noisy spaces. However, multitasking with music isn't for everyone. Some tasks that require heavy language processing like reading or writing may be hindered by songs with lyrics. It's all about finding the balance that works for your brain. Music isn't just a brain thing, it's a human thing. Across every culture, continent, and century, music has been a part of the human experience. Tribal drums, folk songs, chants, hymns, love ballads, protest anthems. Music speaks a language that we all understand. It brings people together. Think of national anthems, wedding songs, or birthday celebrations. Music creates shared moments, it marks milestones, it builds identity. Even babies, before they can speak, respond to music. They move, smile, and recognize melodies. It's in our nature. And as we grow, the songs we hear often become a soundtrack to our lives. You've probably had a song stuck in your head, right? That's called an earworm, and it's a real psychological phenomenon. Catchy tunes, especially ones with repetition and a strong rhythm, can loop in your brain involuntarily. But some songs go beyond that. They define chapters of our lives. The song that played during your first heartbreak, the song that helped you get through a tough year, the one that made you fall in love. Music becomes a storage device for emotion. And when you hear it again, no matter how much time has passed, the emotions flood back. That's how powerful the link between music and memory truly is. Music is more than entertainment. It's therapy, it's memory, it's emotion. It's science and soul, wrapped in melody. It shapes our brain, helps us heal, makes us feel alive. Whether you're creating a playlist for a workout, crying to a sad song, or blasting your favorite track on the way home, music is there. It's been with you since the beginning, and it'll be with you until the end. So, the next time someone says music is just a background noise, smile, because you know better. Music is the rhythm of the brain, and in a world full of chaos, maybe that's exactly what we need.